wanted to come to this, they had to stop selling tickets because so many people wanted to come to this event.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and get in now to that Rainmaker Reef that I'm sorry, not Rainmaker Reef. I'm so excited for that. Splat Zones Reef that we talked about earlier. And I would expect to see a similar comp that we've seen the entire time from HM. And it looks like Komodo, was that a Squiffer? I think that was, no, that was not a Squiffer.
No,
it was just a regular, I almost got really excited. But we're going to see Splattershot Pro coming out here from Rilakkuma. We're going to go ahead and see that Brella that we talked about and Pixel using the same weapon. But somebody, I believe that's Mullen actually already going down, Mute making his presence felt pretty much as soon as the game starts.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to point out is that both teams are going pretty similar comps. The only difference would be the Brella and the Carbon Roller kind of switching around their positions. But yeah, overall being really, really similar. I'm surprised that Mute in particular decided not to go for a heavy splat lane because it creates so much map control on this map in particular.
Absolutely. You see Pixel dueling over here with Rivian, kind of hiding back here, putting a little bit of pressure on, but not going in too deep. Now opts to go for the chase down and gets it. Pixel getting the big kill on Rivian. You see 3 members stuck up on that platform. Pixel going to go down to, I believe that was Mute. Another one going down here. They should be able to take back the zone without too much trouble. You see Rilakkuma throwing a point sensor there, trying to get something out of that exchange. But all in all, a very strong comeback here from HM, and let's see if they can hold this.
Yeah, and like I said, oh, and what an amazing snipe by Mute Bar, just right in the corner of your eye over there. One thing I like about HM in this push is that they seem to have just noticed the position that there were 2 men down and went that push. And as I say that, Lux with an incredible snipe on center.
Snipes, man. They can do it. They can absolutely get it done. You see here the Firefin variant. Going to go ahead and take that zone right back. Lux going to get set up here on the side, trying to support Rilla, moving up there. I love the position that Rilla was going to there on the side. You see Mullen now putting some pressure here. Going to have to be careful not to get sniped. That's one thing that Brella can't consistently block. But you're going to see that Inkstorm come in now, putting as much pressure as possible, retreating back to the middle, and keeping them pinned down. That is what they have done this entire game, and it's taken amazing snipes from Mute to get them out of these situations.
Oh, and some nice jukes around that tree by Midnight. Excellent play so far. The one thing I like to point out in this matchup in particular is that HM has been playing very defensively in all the matches that we have watched beforehand. So seeing them play against this now, oh my god, and Lux is an amazing snipe. Just to finish off what I was saying, they're such a defensive team, and Komodo is such an aggressive team with Pixel on that front line. It's going to be a matchup between the two of offense versus defense.
It absolutely is, and right now it looks like defense has won for the moment as they take the lead back. You see Rilla moving back in. Not a whole lot of people there on the zone. They should be able to take back the zone. Then being Komodo, Rilla coming to go up here and put some pressure on the side. Pixel playing ring around the tree once again. And we'll see, able to get Mute. No, Mute escaping a sneaky charger and gets another wall out. Pixel going to try to put some pressure, is going to be able to take out Midnight, but Rivian going to punish it, and this one might go back the other way, and it does. Great response from Komodo.
Yeah, I really like that push so far. The one thing I would say to that is that Pixel doesn't necessarily need to even go in aggressively on a 3v1. He just needs to distract them enough for that backline to get kills.
I absolutely agree. Now it's going back the other way. What a swingy match this has been. This is what we've been looking for. And the pulling of the Brella not quite quick enough as the pulling of the trigger. Rivian getting a very important kill there. Pixel going to continue to put pressure here up on the side, knowing that they cannot leave Mute to his own devices. Going to go ahead and push that bubble back just a little bit, but Control is going to go back the other way. And Pixel once again finding himself in a very dangerous situation.
Yeah, and Pixel just overextended a little bit. He saw that there was that orange ink ahead of him, but he still decided to go through with it. It was a 3v1, and it makes Haikara Memento to take that zone. And Mario's just starting to get paint control, pushing it up, making sure that Komodo can't really get back in.
And he's doing a great job of it. Gonna sit back there, and you said it earlier, Mario and Rivian running together as they so often do. A big kill there onto Pixel. That's going to be the lead going back the other way. Rivian trying to move and not get sniped. Barely manages to escape, but this might be just enough. I don't know if Komodo has enough pressure to get something in the center.
And they're
going to put it. The rain cloud enough to stall it. Are they going to be able to get it? The bomb rush comes out. Mullen is still alive. Mullen goes down. Rilla goes down.
Bomb rush. There's a second. Oh no, but they get the win. HM takes the win against Komodo. First game upset.
first game, and what a strong counterattack that was. They're throwing everything they had. I thought it was going to be enough. Mullen and Rilla both there at the right time with some support coming in from the rain cloud, but it was not enough. Rivian, you see there with the 10KA, leading the charge in that respect, but really everybody making plays when they needed to there for HM, and they are rewarded with the all-important Game 1 victory.
Yeah, like right at the very end, they just came in clutch. They understood what they needed to do. A little bit of misplays on the Komodo side, overextending when there's 3 men there, kind of making it a 4v3 situation to make Haikara Memento grab that zone. I definitely see in the future games Komodo fixing this. This isn't something that's typical of them. They're a high-caliber team. So expect to see a really, really close game like this first one going to Rainmaker Blackbelly Skate Park. So, Nine, what can you tell me about Rainmaker Blackbelly? We've seen it in Splatoon 1, but I think this is one of the first tournaments in Splatoon 2.
Rainmaker Blackbelly Skate Park. You heard it right. Here it is. It's not Game 1 of Grand Finals yet, but it is here. One thing I will say is that it's a lot better made of a map than it was in Splatoon 1. In Splatoon 1, it was the map where you grabbed the Rainmaker, and if you didn't knock it out, you were still in danger. Things changed so quickly there. Such a small map. It looks like the developers very intentionally stuck 2 giant walls where that path used to be. But with all that said, it is still a very, very volatile map. It's a much more, I would say, left-favored map than it used to be. You would see a lot of pressure that would go on the right side of the map up in what we used to call the maze area. So it's more balanced to go left, but the Rainmaker pedestal has also moved ever so slightly to compensate for that.
Yeah, and for any new people who are watching, since this is such a big event for us, Rainmaker is a mode where you have a giant fish in the center of a map, and you have to pop this giant ball around the Rainmaker, grab that fish, and dunk it into the enemy team's base. Whoever can get it the furthest edge of the base wins the game.
It's a lot like Capture the Flag, but instead of taking it back to your side, you have to take it into a side that has guns shooting at you from every angle. It is a very volatile type. It's a very volatile game type, something that's very unique to Splatoon. It's my personal favorite. So much strategy, so many ways that you can play it. And on a map like this, I'm very, very excited to see what these 2 teams have in store for us.
Yeah, and the one thing I want to point out is that Lux has decided to get off of a charger and go to a heavy splat lane.
I like it.
From Splatoon 1, we've learned that you can't really go defensive weapons. You have to go all aggro all day on this map, or else you cannot get the lead. And Lux understands that and decides to go heavy splat lane.
Yeah, and I like that. You can see the pressure right here that Lux is able to put on. Mutebard is going to get in with the mini splat lane. A double for the trouble. And now Mute is going to try to run in there. That wall that we talked about, meaning they're going to have to go a slightly more dangerous way. But Mute is going to run this one all the way up to 43. 43 on this map, though, not a whole lot.
Yeah, 43 is nothing on this map. This can go either way, but an amazing first pitch and an amazing double kill by Lux. Some great understanding of what needs to be done. Like I said, HM was the one that pushed it forward, but some great play overall from both players.
I would agree. Now Pixel going to be bringing over here some support coming in from the Rain Cloud. Pixel opting to move it back to a more central location. And what in the world? That was Mario with the Dynamo roller. It's a little late, but you know we'll take it. And going to go after Mullen now. Mullen trying to run away. The Ink Armor coming in. Midnight going to try to put some pressure as well. Mario going to use a Bomb Rush. Really wants this Brella dead. And finally does happen. Mario going to get a big squid bag for that one. And it looks like his team got central control in the meantime.
Yeah, and HM playing really well, understanding where to go to shut down Komodo in particular. Maybe it's a little bit of mind games too. Super Mario has played with a couple of these people as well. He understands their mentality when he's playing against them. Maybe that's working against Komodo in this situation.
You never know, and I will say, hey, if it's a taunt, it's legit. If you aren't breaking the rules of the game, all is fair in love and war, and this is probably a combination of the two. It does look like Komodo is making a counter push here. Really kind of stuck up in a bad position. You see Midnight at the bottom of the screen shooting, trying to make as many, trying to make things very difficult. Pixel coming in. That's going to be a 3-down situation, though. Mullen and Pixel going to get this pop. That's the last one. They should get the lead off of this unless a huge play is not made. It is not made. They might be able to take this one all the way down. No.
Nice bomb pushes in the middle of the base by Midnight, coming in clutch. And she gets a double kill. Great defense by Midnight. They still don't have the lead, but this is a great start for them to push up. Tons of ink control on Komodo's side.
And in situations like that, you almost need that full life. If there's one or two of them still alive, it is going to be so difficult for you to take back map. And when you get a full down situation, you need to take back as much map as possible. We'll talk about map control a million times over the next 2 days, but it's so important. That's your movement, that's your location, that is everything in Splatoon. It's your reload. So you cannot overstate the importance of ink control.
Yeah, actually, I have to say, HM didn't really come forward on this, and it looks like they spread themselves a little bit too thin. Komodo kind of went ahead with 3 players and easily took out that Rainmaker. Haikara and Memento is going to kind of have to play a little bit more closer together in this situation. Rainmaker, Blackbelly is too volatile to try and spread out in this situation.
I would agree. They're doing a great job defending here, but defending's really been all they could do since that big opening play that they had where you saw those 2 kills. They do get 3 down. And this is actually a pretty good position for them to push. You see 3 of them pushed up here on this right side. We'll see where Midnight opts to take this. Mario over here at the bottom of your screen. Going to try to put some pressure there on Rilla. Mullen up there as well. Lux situated as well. Rivian going to try to make a play happen here on the left side. You see the 10 missiles coming in. Mute trying to put some pressure on. Gets 1. And we'll see here the Rainmaker finally does go down. But Mute might be able to make something happen. No, not able to. Going to have to retreat back to the middle. And another push stalled somewhat. Maybe not. No, it does look like.
Yeah, it seemed like Haikara Memento was a little bit too hesitant to go up on that far right side there to go forward. I feel like if they started going aggressively on that push, it might have ended a little bit differently. In these situations, you got to make quick decisions. If you start thinking, that's where you start going the wrong way. You really have to act on when a wipe happens.
Absolutely. And I just want to throw, I don't know what Mullen's KA is going to be, but the way that he has been playing in this whole sequence is so good. Earlier, Mullen and Pixel pushed up together, and Mullen just had that shield out that allowed Pixel to push up and to get the kills. You saw there, Mullen was the one leading the charge, protecting the Rainmaker. Those plays and that positional control have been what has allowed Komodo to make these big pushes and put on this pressure. It's been those plays led by that Brella. Yeah,
and 30 seconds left on the clock, and like they say, 9, it's not necessarily about how many kills you get in the game, it's about what kills you get in the game.
Absolutely. Every kill now very important, and Mullen might have gotten the most too important. A full wipe. Mullen's going to be able to sit up here on the left. I don't know what HM's going to have.
Yeah, and 15 seconds left in the game, and it looks like they can easily just contain it at this point. All the members are back up, but with 9 seconds, 8 seconds running down on the clock, I don't think Haikara Memento can do it. And that wipe confirmed it. Pixel giving Mario a taste of his own medicine to make it 1-1.
Absolutely. Great stuff there. You saw a lot of great plays there. You saw the Mullen play. You saw the Pixel play. Very important stuff. Hello, can all Wave B captains go to AC at the TO desk? Also, don't forget to visit our vendors and mini posters. Finally, is there a Poppy Senpai in the building? Go to TO desk.
Thank you for the service announcement, 9. That was very informative.
I can't believe I said that over the mic.
So that was some excellent play that we saw from Komodo coming back. There was a great first push from HM, but like we said, Komodo coming in with that experience, understanding how that Rainmaker works. And like I said, they're more of an offensive team. Rainmaker Blackbelly plays to Komodo's strengths in this situation.
Absolutely. And this Snapper Canal Splat Zones, this is a zone that is, I don't know, sometimes it feels like the easiest to take and sometimes it feels like the most difficult to take. A very wide map with a lot of angles of entry into that center zone. I think that Lux and Mute are going to have to come up big, and I think whichever sniper plays better will be the team that wins this map.
Yeah, I definitely feel like long-range weapons excel on this map in particular because you need them in order to get that paint to go across the map. In this situation, Haikara Memento might have the upper hand as they feel like their backline seems to be that strong force for them to push that offensive forward, while it's kind of the inverse with Komodo going with that front line first as opposed to the back line.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. One side kind of cuts through there and the other side moves up a little bit methodically. Certainly not playing to what they like to do on Rainmaker Blackbelly, but we'll see here. Snapper Canal is one that people are, it's one of the newer maps. We're still trying to figure it out, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say it's also a divisive map. I don't know about your take, but me personally, I get really frustrated on this map. I have such a difficult time trying to push through no matter what weapon I play.
Yeah, I think it's really fun on Rainmaker, and I think all the rest of them are just, sometimes it's just like running into a wall, honestly. Very difficult to get back in if you get locked out, and like there's just angles of attack from everywhere. The team that is mobile is going to have a much easier time here. But to be mobile, you're going to have to get past these two chargers that did indeed go charger, and Lux on the bamboo.
And one thing I want to point out is Mario went for the Flingza roller. This is very rarely seen in competitive play, and Mario has not played it once. He's played it twice in this land.
I mean, it does have Bomb Rush. Let's get that out of the way. One of the reasons you would do it would be Bomb Rush, as the Chargers are going to take each other out instantly, saying, let's erase ourselves from this equation. But nobody's taken the zone yet. This is this map in a nutshell. Nobody has taken the zone 30 seconds into it. It looks like finally it is going to go in the way of Komodo, but it's immediately lost. A kill onto Mario there, a very important one. Pixel's going to try to put as much pressure as he possibly can on this left side. And it's very important that he's able to hold this side, because that is also one of the ways that you go if you get boxed in.
Yeah, another thing I want to point out is that they're making really good use on Komodo's side of those point sensors. If you notice in that engagement, almost the entire team was point censored, making sure Komodo knew where to go, knew where to flank, understood exactly where they need to be to get that zone. That's
a big kill from Rivian there. That was the one thing they had on that right side. It does look like Real is going to pivot over there to put a little bit of pressure on, try to move Rivian back just a little bit. Rivian going back here to try and get this Stingray up. Team is able to do the job and take the zone there. A strong response from HM, and now it's just going to be about how they can hold it with their range.
And HM doing a really good job of making sure their entire area of that left side is completely contained. It's making it really hard for Pixel in particular to get in. He's getting 3v1. Oh, but he gets a beautiful kill.
Splashdown. It's a great special. Pixel now moving in, and this is one of those situations where it's kind of hard to take this zone. You saw that Pixel had to push all the way up because some bombs were coming in. They didn't take the zone throughout that entire engagement. They finally do. The penalty is applied, and I love the position that Rill is at here on the side. This left side as someone goes down. Tudos.
Yeah, that's the one thing you got to worry about on this map is the water. The water is just as much of an enemy as the enemy team themselves.
Pixel is so deep right now. This is not his spawn. We need to point that out. This is the enemy spawn. Was able to put some pressure on there and get a little bit more time off the clock. But I think because he pushed up a little too deep, they lost their central control and they lost the zone as a result.
Yeah, it seems to be a reoccurring theme with this team. Pixel's aggression is one of their strongest points to Komodo, but it also is sometimes their downfall in certain situations.
And any time that you have a team that overextends some, you know they're going to make amazing plays, but you know that every once in a while they'll gaff, and that's what's going to happen. Big kill there from Pixel on Midi. That's a full wipe there on the part of Komodo. Mullen is now pushed all the way up, and when Abrella is pushed this deep, something has gone horribly wrong. Mario going to get the kill. A little skip to my Lou Squidbag.
Yeah, just a little soft one there.
Just a little one, but going to get taken out by Lux, who opts not to Squidbag because he is being fired upon by a Stingray.
And like you said, just full control right now from Komodo. They're slow. HM is slowly pushing up, but Lux really holding down that zone. He's in an interesting position with the Charger where he can easily pick off a bunch of people like he just did right now with Midnight. But Mute coming in clutch, making sure that HM can stop that. But it's going 3, 2, 1.
Whoa!
Oh, they stop it.
Wow, that was the latest stop I saw. They're getting those bombs to explode now. That was not the best placed Inkstorm. Another one going down.
They get the reset.
What a great job holding things on there. Lux just going to try to take out Midnight. Midnight finally going down, but the job is done. They have earned themselves some more time to play Splatoon here in this match. But I want to point out, most of that time went off because of what Lux was able to do, kind of creating a do not cross this line with his shots, pushing them all the way back. They're going to be able to take the zone back, and Mute once again being seemingly the only thing that can put a check on Lux.
Yeah, and it's just amazing play from both teams so far from what we've seen. HM coming back to get that zone again. Just making some really solid decision making, popping the specials at the right point and just understanding where to be at the right time to get that zone.
Absolutely, and I want to talk about this left side that Mario is now moving over to and Midi is already at. So important to hold on to that because that is one of those angles of entry that we talked about earlier that you can get assaulted from, just kind of attack from all sides. And I'm really starting to see the wisdom of these splash balls that Mario is putting out. Wow, what a push in. They threw everything they had at the zone there to take it. They lost it, but they applied the penalty to do so. So it may not look like much, but that did put on another 50 seconds of time that they have.
Yeah, and that's just enough time to potentially give them another push. There's so 30 seconds left in the game. Anything can happen. From what we've seen of high-level play, these things can be overturned in just an instant. And with 15 seconds left, HM has got to do something, and they get one really clutch snipe by Mutebard.
Yep, and more importantly, he's still alive. He's going to try to fill these down. Lux is positioned in a great spot to not let anybody get in too easily, but Mute has the range advantage in this situation. Lux isn't going to be able to pose a lot of a threat, but time runs out on the comeback attempt. A great job there by Komodo, holding things off, and they are now up 2-1 after that Game 1 loss.
Yeah, and actually, if you noticed, every time Mullen went up with Cody in that situation with the Brella, they always seem to cap that zone and keep it for a long period of time. If you see Mullen and Cody start teaming up together a little bit more, I feel like you're going to see a lot more consistency in their play and getting way more consistent with their wins. It's 2-1, but these games have been incredibly close.
Absolutely. I want to point out Lux had a 17 KA with the bamboo. That is not easy to do. That is not a weapon that has ink armor. You aren't going to get a lot of assists in that situation. A lot of those were just outright great shots by Lux, who it's great to have back. Lux, Lux has, so you want to know a fun fact? Lux has only lost grand finals.
Really?
So they won, he was on Storm Runs Live in Squidstorm 2016. They lost one game, and that was in grand finals. And then he was with Strange Approach and Don't Park in the Grass, and they only lost once they got to grand finals. So Lux has been one of the strongest performers at our lands. He was not at Smash and Splash 3, but it is good to have him back, and he is making his presence felt.
He's making waves in Splatoon 2. He wants to show that he has what it takes to be really good with the Charger in Splatoon 2. We've seen before that everyone keeps hating on the Chargers. Everyone says they're out of meta, and Lux is proving them wrong, showing that they're a dominating factor in this game.
Hey, if your aim's great, one shot, one kill. That's how it goes. I think if you're Haikara Memento in this situation, you just have to keep playing the same game. You have to find a way to mitigate the pressure that two-headed monster that is Mullen and Pixel is putting on you. But there are ways to do that. There are ways to point sensor them. I think the point sensors are huge, but you have to find a way to get past that. And I don't know. They've had, like you said, very close games. They have something that's working. They just have to do it more often.
Yeah, the one thing I will point out with this situation is that I feel like they need to get Mutebard in situations where he can try and counter-snipe Lux. If you notice when we were watching Lux's perspective or Mutebard's perspective, every time Mutebard got in a position where he was open enough to get a snipe, he would always take out Lux right away. So if they can continue to get Mutebard in positions like that, I feel like their chances of success will be way stronger.
I absolutely agree with that. We're moving on to tower control this time. Lux switching over to the Splat Charger, and interestingly enough, Mutebard doing the same. Stingray, very good stuff here. If you saw what Pion did, a Japanese player a few tournaments back, this is a strong weapon on this map.
And even in tower control in general, Stingrays, now that they've been buffed, they're just incredibly strong on tower control. You can negate an entire push in the last 10 seconds by launching one.
What great movement by Mullen. Mullen fell off that right side, came all the way under that lip, and got the kill there on Mute, who was trying to stick back up. Now we have Lux riding the tower. You always want your Charger riding the tower. Yep. That's a bomb rush that is going to be ready. Did not think that auto bomb was going to get the kill there, but really going to hop back on. The train keeps on a moving. Pixel's pushed up. Mullen's pushed up. There's no pressure on this tower at the moment. Lux is going to be back in. This is not what HM wanted. They finally get someone putting pressure on the tower, but it's going to have to be pushed back as they get past checkpoint 3. Oh, no, they didn't. Okay, now they did.
Pixel gets a nice splashdown. One thing I want to say is, as much as Komodo is just dominating this set right now, this is some amazing teamwork you're seeing. Pixel and Mullen just happen to go right up into the enemy base. You have Real Akuma to fall back in case Lux dies. Just some amazingly great tower push.
Absolutely, and you know, when you look at this and kind of break it down player by player and the impacts that they've had, it's just such a great puzzle to put together. The two-headed monster, the aggression that the two that we've talked about, Mullen and Pixel, are able to put on, the map control and just positional awareness that we have seen from Real Akuma, and of course these great snipes that the Charger Lux is able to do. You understand now why this is such a feared team.
Yeah, and like you said, right now we have Mario coming in with the Stingray, gets one kill, hoping to make some aggression and get that zone covered a little bit. It looks like they're pushing up a little bit, getting some more map control, maybe starting their second push. They're not there yet. They need a little bit more map control. They get 2 men down, and it looks like this is enough time for them to start their push. They're
at least going to get it onto the left side of the map here. They're going to have to watch out. You see Lux going for a more central angle here, and you see Mullen taking this wide left flank here. I don't know if Mute knows it's there. Mute with a big kill there. needed to get that one, and another one! Great shot there from Mute. Out comes the Stingray. I think they figured out Mullen's there. Mullen goes down. This is so close. This last 25 points goes by so quick.
Oh, two Stingrays on the field. Can they do it? And they get the lead, and they get the knockout, and they get it. Everyone's going wild right now. Haikara, Memento. They must be feeling great after that win.
Wow. Once they got that double kill, once they splatted out, when they splatted out Mullen coming from the backside, that is the gamble you run when you have that flank. When you go on the flank, you're out of position. Your only option at that point is to get the kill. You can't stall them because you're behind them. You need to get the kills, and it just didn't happen. Two of them went down too quick. Mullen couldn't get there in time. They converged on Mullen, and the double, as you put it, Kamehameha wave for the win. What a great response there.
They didn't go Super Saiyan 1. They went Super Saiyan 4. They went Super Saiyan Blue, man. They went to whatever extent they wanted to in order to get that KO.
Great stuff. And we now have a Game 5 situation. This is what we wanted from the final set. The top 2 seeds in their pool. Komodo, Haikara, Memento. Game 5. Get hyped, everybody, for Rainmaker on Kelp Dome.
Yeah, and Rainmaker on Kelp Dome is an amazing map, and this is an interesting point because Chargers are still decently good on this map, so I wonder if Lux and Mute are going to stick with that or go to a heavy splat lane. There's such a large map area on this, and they might want to switch to a heavy splat lane in this situation just to get that support for their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they do end up doing that. We saw Mute Bard earlier who went with the mini splatling, actually, something that takes a lot of turf in and of itself, builds those specials very, very quickly. But this map, like you said, it is a well put together Rainmaker map after you get past the first 30 seconds. How many times have we been in solo queue? We go left, our team dies, they take it down greats, you lose in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But once you get past that, this has one of the most unique aspects where you can take it back by your spawn, run off that right side, and the opponent doesn't have an easy way to stop you. And you can put it back in a more aggressive position. As you do that, you can move other people up to take the middle of the map, and the battle becomes, can you keep control of that central area? A beautiful map for Rainmaker, and I'm so glad that we get to see it in Game 5.
One thing I'd like to mention is that Mullen has been sticking to that Brella. He really likes it, and I love that pick if he decides to pick it, which I think he will on this map. It's fantastic for pushing Rainmaker. You go right into that little crevasse area near where the tree is at the enemy base, and you just launch your Brella with the Rainmaker pushing, and you just have a clear path to the enemy base. It's such a great weapon on this map for those tight pushes on Rainmaker.
Absolutely, and that is a difficult spot to get out of. If an opponent is able to go right there, they have all the time in the world to find a way to push in, and it's a very difficult defense that you have to make. We see Midnight actually going off of the Pro, instead opting for the sloshing machine, and we see not the splatter shot, but the Tentatek splatter shot here from Rivian.
Yeah, and actually, like I mentioned before, Mute Bar decided to go for that charger, and Lux decided to go for the heavy splat lane. One wants to try and go for those pick kills, and the other one wants to go for territory control.
Yeah, and we'll see which one ends up mattering more. A lot of control here in the middle from HM. Going to try to put some pressure on Lux with that auto bomb. You see them kind of pivoting here. Nobody trying to go in too deep just yet. And Mullen might have just done that. Whoa, one got the kill. Pixel came out of nowhere. That's going to be a double for Pixel. Another one goes down. This is what they're looking for. That's a full wipe. We'll see if Komodo's able to push it. They're going to take it down those grates that we talked about earlier. Midnight's got to get this kill and got to get it quick. If they're able to drop down, and Midnight is going to get one. That's Pixel, the front man. Another one going down here. 58, not a big push, but if this gets too much further, it's going to be dangerous. And there it is, the Brella you were talking about. Rillakuma's going to be able to sneak it around.
Oh my god, and 10 seconds left. Sorry, they're at 10, the 10 mark. It looks like they're going to knock it out right now. No,
Mario got it. Wow, what a great defense. Mullen content to just run back here, reevaluate the situation, and try to put on a little bit of pressure as they come down. But you called it. The Oracle calling that it would be the Brella that would push forward, that would get them around, and Rillakuma very wisely running right through the blind spot.
It's like I said before, Mullen understands this map. He understands what he needs to do with the Brella. He knew where to position himself in every situation, and it led to an amazingly strong push at the 5 mark. I'd love to see HM go further at this point, but Komodo just seems so strong on this map right now.
Yeah, but to be fair, that's how it looked last game too, and we saw that huge comeback where everything went right for them, and now they've got to get something. There's more pressure coming on here. Mullen once again being the one leading the charge. You see Midnight going down, Rivian trying to come from behind. Now it's going to be the Baller making the push. The Baller not able to get a kill here, but continuing to put pressure on it. Mute gonna go down, and Pixel somehow staying alive again, and finally goes down by something that isn't a bomb. People calling for hacks, and I don't blame them.
A master distractor, Pixel over here, getting the kills and making sure he stays alive long enough so his team can recuperate to start a round 3 push here.
A round 3 push, and the fact that they've had 3 big pushes already should tell you how this game has gone.
Yeah, almost only halfway through the match, and they're already showing dominating performance. I feel like they're waiting. Oh, well, Mullen has the Rainmaker right now, so they can't go in that position where that Rainmaker pushes. Looks like they might just keep trying to go through it, just hammering it away, and look at what it's doing right now. They're back in the enemy base.
It's a lot like if you're watching hockey or soccer where one team just dominates the shots on goal category. That team's usually the team that wins. Right now, Komodo is not only leading in the shots on goal, they're the only one that's taken a shot on goal.
Yeah, so you're trying to tell me that they're the Wayne Gretzky of Splatoon.
I forgot you were Canadian. Yes. We'll go ahead and go with that. Mutebar trying to make something happen here on this left side, and not going to be able to do a whole lot. Actually going to have to retreat. I believe that's Rilakuma who's putting all this pressure on. You're going to have to go all the way back here, and this is one of those situations where it's difficult enough to grab the Rainmaker, much less push it. Right now, Komodo is able to put on as much pressure as they would like. They know that it's going to be difficult for them to grab it.
Yeah, and Rilakuma just muting out Mutebard over here with that nice kill, making sure that Komodo can get that strong presence in that tree area. Mario just trying to get some ink up for his special and making sure, but Mullen takes him out with that amazing throw play. He gets a double. Can he get the triple? Oh, and he,
I cannot believe.
Mullen, you're hurting my soul right now.
I cannot believe that Brella came out fast enough to block that bomb. That was unreal. Another one.
Oh my God, and Mullen with the amazing plays, and he gets it to 5, but Rivian getting a nice triple out of that.
My goodness, Mullen popping off this game has been the catalyst for almost everything that has happened for them right now. And finally, they have the Rainmaker in their hands. Haikara Memento has to make something happen, but they can't go in too deep. Pixel sneaking by Mario there, not going to be able to get the Rainmaker. That's important, but the Stingray now going to be putting on pressure from behind. Rilakuma there in front, and special after special going to put an end to that push. 30 seconds left.
Yeah, and it's a 3-3 situation right now, but Haikara Memento does have that middle area. But like we said before, Komodo just seems incredibly dominant on this map. They just know where to go. They understand the positioning. And just that Brella is so strong in all these choke points on this map. I don't know if they can get to 5 with 10 seconds left. Mullen can just stop them at every point they have with that Brella.
Yep, and Mute is going to be the last one up there. Pixel going to have the easiest shot of his life to put that one to bed. Some pop-offs coming in. You can't hear Mullen, but he is yelling right now. Mullen knows what he's done, trying to get the crowd hype. Komodo 3-2 over HM.
And what an amazing first set that this stream has watched, and I couldn't be happier to be casting it with you, 9. Amazing performance by Komodo, an amazing performance by Haikara Memento as well. Komodo just showing their LAN experience, showing their domination and understanding of their weapons to come for the victory.
And you know, a name I don't think we even said once, Lux, 18 KA that game.
Yeah, like
we're so busy focused on one thing, we don't even notice the monster that has been killing the other team.
But that's classic Lux. He's always that undercover guy, gets a ton of kills, and you just don't notice it. Like I said, it's a team effort. Lux coming in with all the kills, but Mullen providing that extra support in those choke points and making sure that they get those Rainmaker pushes. Yes, he didn't get all the kills, but he got the critical defensive pushes with those Brellas.
How did you put it? It's not how many kills you get, it's what kills you get.
Exactly.
Exhibit A right there. Great stuff from Komodo. They will definitely be moving on. Can we confirm? We never found out who won between Patrol and HM, and that could actually have some implications. Yeah. Losing 2 sets does not bode well for a team that is trying to get there. I know that we saw Patrol lose a set earlier, I believe.
Well, they actually won a set against Pachink, which is another team.
Set.
That is Boost team for anyone who doesn't know.
So that means that, wow, if they got that win, if Patrol got that win and the win there, they might be the 2 seed that moves on.
Exactly. Wow, and we just got confirmation that Patrol looks like they're going to be the #2 seed and potentially go through. They showed some incredibly strong performances, and I look forward to seeing what they can come up with, because if we just saw what Haikara, Memento, and Komodo can put through, I can't imagine what a team that just advanced above Haikara, Memento can do in this situation.
Unreal stuff. And again, Patrol, if you're not familiar, mostly Rip the Dream from Splatoon 1, a team that we saw a lot. They were one of those teams that was not always a top 8 at Majors team, but certainly one that was pushing for that top 16 level. So to see them perform at this level, at this big of a stage, against this kind of competition, if you're a Rip the Dream fan, congratulations, your team's doing it.
Yeah, man. You got to give shout-outs to that entire team. Cammy, Cam, you got Wasso, and you have Avery. Just amazingly great players. I know I see Wasso in solo queue with power from Search to Destroy.
Always.
Maybe that's rubbing off on them a little bit.
Maybe that pedigree, that win. But what an amazing first set for the viewers to come on. You said it already. And man, this has been 2. Look at all the plays we've seen. This is 2 pools of 6.
And we've just seen some amazing plays. I love seeing the Brella get some use in the new Splatoon meta that we've been having lately. It's just been fantastic.
That it has. So we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you again for having us on here to cast. But for Pool B, B1 and B2, you are going to have Vesper and the man himself, Shiny Hunter Zach, commentating. So please enjoy the sweet sounds of their wonderful voices here at Squidstorm 2017. Spoon, it's been a lot of fun, my man.
Same for you, man. So just as we recap before we close out, I'm Cryptic Spoon, and this is 9 Whole Grains.